I'll show you when you're recording. There you go. You're recording.
Hi, Taylor. This is Grandpa. We're going to read Floppy Cat today. Floppy Cat was an unusual cat. He could always be seen swaying this way and that. And there he is, see? His sisters and brothers would all run, jump, and play while Floppy would flip and flop in the hay. Even though he had trouble keeping up with the pace, he could always be seen with a smile on his face. See his smile on his face? One day as he sat watching others play ball, wondering how it would be if he did not have to fall. Poor Floppy, he had such a hard time. He asked his mother, "Why is it that I always flip, flop, and sway? Why don't I move in a more cat-like way?" "Oh," Mommy said, "all cats are unique in their own special way. You just happen to flip, flop, and sway." "Oh, Floppy," said his mother as she gave him a kiss, "your floppiness is your own special gift." Aren't mommies nice to us, huh? Yeah, they give us kisses and licks. From that day on, his floppiness was less of a concern. He always moves forward and was always willing to learn. So Floppy just decided to go for it and get the most out of life. He spent his days flip-flopping around. The big red barn was his giant playground. He knew that red barn like the back of his paw. Every nook, every cranny, every cent of the straw. There he is, playing in the boxes in the barn and checking everything out, isn't he? It reminds me of you, Taylor, in the kitchen. One day Floppy noticed something he'd never seen before, a red piece of cloth stuck in the rickety floor. What could it be, he was curious to see. That red piece of cloth is puzzling me. Just like the shut door that you gotta look behind, huh? Floppy flipped and flopped as fast as he could, down the bales, through the stall, and over a big pile of wood. See, there he goes down and down and down and down, and then to the red rag. What do you suppose it could be? As he reached the red cloth, he was all out of breath, his eyes wide with hope. His hair was a mess. I think he's got it. What do you think? He gathered the red cloth and pulled with all his might, when suddenly it came loose and sent him flying out of sight. Floppy landed on top of a tall stack of hay. He brushed himself off and hoped his tail was okay. Why, he pulled so hard he just flopped right back into the post. My, oh my. Then he looked and he looked and he looked all around, wondering where that mysterious red cloth could be found. Look, where do you think it is? He can't see it anywhere. "Oh, look at your head," his friends laughed from below. "Can you do that again? That was an excellent show." So Floppy looked over his shoulder and saw his dusty reflection. There it was, a red hat sitting in a silly direction. The cap was soft and bright red in its color, the likes of which he had seen no other. He examined it closely both inside and out, curious to see what this hat was all about. Oh, so the cloth was a hat. Inside the cap he found a note that was hidden, special instructions for use that someone had written. And it says, "Wear this hat each day as you do this and that, and you will only become a more positive cat. Keep your whiskers held high and your tail to the sky. Exciting things happen. Just give it a try." Oh, so he put on the cap and hurried out the door, something he hadn't thought of doing before. So now Floppy heads out of the barn to check out the world. Oh, he found new confidence, put a spring in his stride, bounding through the tall grass, wearing his hat with great pride. He sang to himself as he skipped right along, a cheerful, upbeat, and carefree song. "I can be whatever I want to be, as long as I always believe in me." I can be whatever I want to be as long as I always believe in me. Good saying. He decided to rest under the big maple tree where he dreamed of all he would do and be and see. So what are you dreaming about, Taylor? Being and doing and seeing. Huh? Happy and content, he watched the sunset. That was a day he would never forget. There you go. That's the story, Taylor. You can watch it as many times as you want, and every time you'll know that Grandpa loves you.